What's good, YouTube? And today we are going to talk about how important the father figure role is in the household. So this is kind of like an add-on to my other kind of series where I was going on where I was trying to you know fix my relationship with my father. And yeah, this is something that kind of adding on to it, kind of bringing more depth into the series where I want to just kind of bring more context and more more of a global and perspective to it. So when we talk about just over the overall perspective, I'm not today. I want to really focus on what it brings personally to me. So I don't want to talk about him too much. I really want to focus on me, what it brought on to me. Me realize understand that where I stand for and my point of view, and hopefully one day he can come back and watch this video and see my point of view. But when I look at the role that it played in my life, it was it was monumental. It very much changed my life, and I feel like a lot of young men don't see the way I see it, and I feel like they should. It's really a big opportunity. It's an opportunity and for the way I see it and the way I see life. I see life. A lot of things in my life. Hold on. Let me rephrase. A lot of things in my life shape me the way that shape the way that I see things. I've talked about them before, but death, past things happened in my life. This is one of them. I see it as a half full. A lot of things I see as a half full. I see life as half full type of thing. So when I go on to look at how I want to view the relationship of me getting older and seeing my dad, I want to see it as like something that I can build upon. And usually people don't want to build upon. They want to say F their dad. They want to say he was never there for me. So why deal with him? Now in some certain situations, I say yes, do that, because sometimes that is what is needed in order for that person that dealt with that trauma is needed for them to grow. To say cut them off and grow and flourish without that toxic waste inside your pool. You understand what I mean? But I feel like for me, I'm a person that always wanted to understand. I always observe. I always observe what was going on around me. I always observe like, hey, what's going on? Like, why is it like this? I never really understood what truly is going on. Like, I never really understood that. So, yeah, I never truly understood like, hey, like why all this stuff going on with my family? I mean, I was so young. I never really had the opportunity to. Case in point, why my dad left. I didn't understand it. He left. He started another family. Now, that right there, you'll be like, oh, like why did he do that? Did that not bother you? Why did I not make you mad? That didn't make me mad. It gave me like I seen another opportunity. Like he had another kid. It was just my little brother. I don't ever discredit him. I actually love him. I want him to watch this video and see my perspective and see like, bro, I love you to death. I would die for you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I have to raise you to be. I have to raise you because at the end of the day, I'm still the older. I'm still the man of the house. Regardless of what you say and what happens, I'm still a man of the house. I'm the oldest one. I have to oversee both houses. I'm the oldest one. I'm the oldest. I'm the eldest of everybody. You understand? So it's kind of crazy how I gotta put myself in that position, but I shouldn't have to. But I know I kind of see like I gotta put myself in that position. It's scary to think like, oh, like I'm only 20 years old and I see it like, oh, I gotta put myself in that position. But my surroundings and the way I grew up put me in that position to where I had to fight, and I had to think like I'm about to, like in survival mode, like, just to learn how to do certain things. And if I don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it for you. Like it's constantly like that's only how I seen life was like, if I don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it for me. So why not go do it? And so I have to teach that to my little siblings, and protect my oldest sibling, my sister, and you know, and I hope my siblings give me the opportunity to, like, you know, um, flourish and give them that leadership role, and give me my father's leadership role. So like, for example, walk my sister down the aisle, or um help helping my little brothers, pick their first car, or picking them up from their first dates, doing stuff like that, giving them advice on, where should they take their girl out on their first date. That stuff is important to me because I feel like I'm the man of the house. And even though my father stepped out and had a baby, not a baby, but had a separate family, that's still my family. That's still mine. I still take it as my own, because it don't matter what he did. It don't matter whatever mess he made. I'm not trying to play cleanup crew, but I know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? Because currently, from what I know, I'm not sure if he's in his life or not, but I'm still beat him regardless. Like, that's to my brother at the end of the day. By blood, we still brothers. So it's like, we still brothers, and I love him regardless. So yeah, that's one thing I'll say. It's like, it leaves. My whole point is saying, like, it's a big opportunity that you have. Like, hey, why not take on that role, take on that opportunity to go understand. You know. Another thing. So that was my first thing. My second thing was, I believe I talked to y'all about this, but this is kind of crazy. But it was pretty much, going in and talking to the elders, because usually, the adults and then the children, there's also the divide, because like just like you working at like a store, it's also a divide between the regular workers and the management. Same thing at home, is also the adults and then the children. So talking to, once you get older, you're part of the adults now. So talking to the adults and understanding what happened, what's going on, what happened, on your own time though. Like, don't rush it, but it's on your own time. So I think it's time for me, as I'm getting older. I'll turn 21 soon. Talk to my father. That's like one of my biggest things, is even if it's one conversation, talk to my father. Hopefully let's talk to my father. Let me slow down. Even if it's one conversation, even if it's a relationship built for many, many, many years until he passes away, or I pass away, or we go on about our separate lives, but at least have a conversation, because it's been a story told from thousands and thousands and millions of black men that I've heard, that people don't ever talk to their father, and they have remorse, saying that they don't ever get the father opportunity to talk to them, or the father feels regretful because he didn't speak to his kids. It's also it's all the common thing of I've always heard is that there is a disconnect of connection of conversation of simple converse that is so, even though this trauma is so hard it's so hard to get over. I feel like maybe one conversation might not it's never going to heal everything, but it's never going to heal everything, but it can start asking the questions. You can start understanding a little more. Me personally, I have so many questions that I want answered that it gets to the point where it's overwhelming. Like me, it's overwhelming for me. So I earlier this year I was like, I'm going to end up having to talk to my father. I have to go talk to my dad. Like, I'm 21. Well, I'm about to be 21, and um and all these roads just point me down to like, hey, you probably need to go talk to your dad. You know what I mean? Like, you probably need to go talk to your father. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing is going to talk to my dad. Um, yes, and I think another thing is really realizing that like how important the father. I think really realizing like how important the father figure is, and taking the whole landscape, the whole it's really a new perspective of it. Like, you can't play around like being not strategic, but being mindful about what you do. Even if it's just like laying down, like even like a one night stand, it's not good. Like taking that stuff seriously, like laying down and having the time to plan out your life, having the time to plan out who you want to marry. All that stuff is serious. All that stuff you want to take your time with. I feel like all that stuff really matters because you are playing roles in people's lives, and people's lives really really matter. Like, it really does matter. You can't lose. Like, you can lose a lot of ways, in not being in somebody's life when you're supposed to. Like, when you're supposed to. Like, a mom can lose a lot of ways when she's supposed to be in a child's life. You could lose a kid not being in a mother's life. That kid loses a lot when it's not in the parent's life, when in a good parent's life. Not in that mother's life, because that mother could be bad. But when they're not in a good parent's life, that kid loses out on a lot. So if you're serious about being in a good parent and building a serious good family, that father role really is serious. Take it serious. It's extremely serious. It really is. It's so much trauma that, you know, I see now that, all that, like, even although it's over, like, I'm not dealing with it currently. I see now, like, I remember, but I'm not in the motions anymore. So like for example, like, I remember coming home and being so hungry. At nighttime, we can eat nothing in the house. The lights off. You know what I mean? Like, I can't turn the lights on. You flicking switches, the switch is not coming on, but the sun going down. We just taking showers in the dark. Flashlights on. We got Androids on. Like, the lights trash anyway. We got the lights on. My mom phone. My mom got the only phone in the house. Like, I remember getting up in the middle of the night, eating freaking crab cheese for dinner. That was it. We was hungry, starving, and that was it, bruh. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's how serious it was. But right now, like, that's how much one person could help out a family. Because because that partnership wasn't there. That relationship of my mom and my dad wasn't together building something together. They wasn't together building something together. Them two could have prevented that. You know what I mean? Since one was gone, it was just one. She couldn't help her. She couldn't do it on her own. That's how serious it is, and people don't see like that. And that's crazy. But I'm not gonna drag this along. But I do. This is something that I do. I feel like I am gonna post. I feel like I am gonna keep it up. And I hope people watch this video and actually take my words and learn from something from this. This is something that I speak. I spoke something from my heart. Something that this is my testimony. This is not nobody else's testimony. Yeah, hopefully people just go from this, and hopefully my videos reach out to more people and they just keep on going. So yeah, thank y'all YouTube. Thank y'all whoever watching this video. Hope y'all like, subscribe, and peace.